Hey guys, welcome to another episode of a late night call. This is season 2, episode 2. I was originally just gonna say episode 2, but I figured I'd introduce like the seasons thing because last episode I said third episode ever, and then after the recording, I decided to dedicate it as a second season to separate it from the first two episodes that are in technical season 1. So I figured I'd just separate it and make a little clarification. But guys, I'm a little excited to talk about this episode. I got a nice little juicy topic, but, figured I'd give you a little bit of a life filler since last week. Yesterday, I ended up meeting up with two of my amazing friends, Recon and Maggie. My friend Recon, he came from all the way from the West Coast over here to where I live. And well, it's mostly for a concert, but we ended up going to like an arcade, going to the movies. It was an absolute blast. I have not had that much fun hanging out with people in a bit. I mean, it was nice. It was a great refresher. I've been, give or take, locked up in this house since, high school ended, because college, you're kind of streamlined walking from class to class. You don't really nobody's looking to socialize. And when you're somebody like me, nobody really wants to socialize with you. So it's been a nice refresher with getting out there, getting to say hi to, some friends officially in person. Um it was definitely an experience, a good experience. I loved it. I would totally do it again, and I would love to do it again. We ended up recording about 2 hours worth of footage, and either me or Maggie is going to be throwing it together. And you may or may not be seeing it on my YouTube or not. Just depends on what she wants to do. It's completely up to her what she wants to do with her footage. But it's amazing, and I can't wait to show our get together because it was so much fun. I am so happy we did it, and Recon and Maggie are amazing people. Point blank. Period. No, they're just amazing, absolutely amazing people. But today's episode is about getting out. I figured it's on theme with my recent experiences and something that can get my mind flowing. Because again, I do these episodes unscripted, and I kind of do as I feel. So I have fallen into a bad habit, like I mentioned earlier, of staying in. I don't go with my parents. I mean, there are things that I never liked going to begin with, which is like get-togethers with their friends, because I'm not like, I'm social, but not with people 30 years older than me. I don't want to be hanging out with 50-year-olds because I'm just going to be sitting there on my phone regardless why go. Like, I know they like seeing my face, but I find it pointless, and I could be doing better stuff like recording or editing or streaming at home. Um, And so I've fallen into this bad habit of not getting out of the house, and my parents see it as a way I'm just cooped up in my room, which is very true. I spend a lot of hours in this room doing different things, like, streaming and stuff, which is something I love to do. And I I find it where I feel like my social skills have dwindled. What I mean by that is, in my head, okay, so, I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you guys. I feel like this is how I would feel talking to someone. Just kind of flowing, just kind of, being myself and feeling natural. Well, when it comes to actually talking to people, I find it hard to relate. I find it hard to carry smooth flowing conversation between, people. And has that always been the case? No. Of course, when I was more socialized, I could always conversate better, but I find it hard to find the flow. I love talking with the flow. I don't know if you guys like know what I mean. Like, feels natural, Um, but I think it comes from a stem of nervousness from both parties. A sense of unknowing where to start the conversation. I'm fairly antisocial. Like, I'm one of the people. I have to warm up to you before I can completely like talk to you. And I think that's where most of my uncertainty extend to, because I need to understand the person before I can like talk to them, relate to them. It's a long warm up process, at least for me. That's how I've always been. I'm very nervous. I'm very shy at the beginning, and then I'm extremely extroverted once I get comfortable with it. And that period of getting comfortable, it can vary person to person. It could either 10 minutes, it could be days. Um it's just finding the click, and some people I fall out of it, some people I don't. I I love sharing stories and talking with people about stuff, but getting around to feeling comfortable is another story. And that's where I feel me staying inside more, it has extended my period of warming up to people, because I guess I'm with my separation, I guess, from the outer world. Even though I talk to people on a daily basis in like Discord calls and stuff, it doesn't, help my outer world conversation warm up, you know? If anything, it probably, extends, because most of the time in calls, somebody can join and I'll instantly be able to, be myself. Because by relation, I know this person, and this person knows this person. So if they know what this person likes, this guy knows, like, can it kind of expect on how I am. Like, I it's weird. It's a weird analogy. It's probably a really bad one, but it definitely has put a hurting on my social skills and my wanting to go out. But my social skills dwindling isn't necessarily the only thing that gets affected. It's my social battery. I can only well I don't like that I have a social battery, because it gets to a point where I just don't want to deal with people. Like, it's not, it's like subconscious. Like, I've had enough of being around people, like, subconsciously in my head. Like, I don't like me doesn't, like, I'm just going about my day and I don't think about, oh, I'm getting tired of being around people. Something in the back of my head like builds up that I'm not really conscious about. In it doesn't happen all the time. There's occasions where that never builds up. But sometimes it's like it's a feeling of just like repelling. It's hard to explain. I don't I really don't like the idea of a social battery. It kills the, I guess, the likableness of somebody. And if you hear barking in the back, the dog's like barking. Sorry about that. But it kind of kills the likableness, I guess, to somebody. And with my social battery, it gets, depending on what it is, it gets drained pretty fast. Um, I'm mainly the type of person to sit with the conversation, but not necessarily partake in. Now I can and do partake, but when I'm the center, I do it for so long until I'm either flat faced and I just start, zoning out, or I just, find a way to wrap up my inclusion and I just kind of walk away to a different section where I can, you know, go just sit down and relax and just be to myself. Um it's kind of like an exhaustion. I don't I seriously don't know what causes a social battery. Like it's not like you're physically exhausted. It's just your mind gets so, I guess, wound up and it just needs to relax. It's hard to explain. Again, I'm not a professional in any of this, so I'm just going off of personal experience. Like I've never been good at family gatherings because it's too much. I mean, it's not really too much. It's just a lot. Um a lot of different people that you kind of have to talk to because, they're family. And you don't want to be that prick family member that kind of sits up in the corner and, does nothing. Now, am I saying you have to prove yourself to your family? No, you can do whatever you want. But it's nice to have connections, and at least with me, I don't have that many connections because most of the time I'm on recharge and I don't really want to, talk to people. Um, Usually for like Thanksgiving or Easter over at my granny's, most of the time I'm sitting in the living room on the recliner or couch and just sitting there either like watching the TV, watching a show on my phone, while the family event's happening because it's I don't know. It's like I don't want to, like I want to have a connection with my family. It's just one of those things where, you don't really want to socialize. And I know as a streamer that's like a huge part of it. Um that's where, honestly, in a way, I think streaming has kind of helped me with my social battery because it got me akin to talking more, um finding that flow state of talk a lot easier. um Now with YouTube, that's another story because you kind of edit together and hodgepodge you into whatever you want to appear as. But with Twitch, it's one of those things where you're there, you're talking, it's raw, it's you. Well, I hope it's you. Some streamers put on like a mask and fake it. I can't do that. I have like a like a grossness to it. If I don't feel like I'm doing it genuinely myself, I feel sick. It's disgusting to me for me not being me, you know? I don't know how people can like sell their souls and not be themselves and just put on this act. It's gross. I mean, if you like acting, sure, go ahead. That's your thing. But it's a different kind of acting than like movies, at least in my head, because you're putting on like a live performance. It's like Broadway instead of a movie. Movies, you can have different takes. You're not really there in person. You're recording with a camera. But with live plays, you're in front of an audience. And you're playing yourself as somebody who you're not. And that persona is something you have to keep up. And that's where I would like kind of suffer with that. It's like keeping up a persona is tiresome. It is really tiresome. I don't know how people do it. Like I know it takes high energy people. Me personally, I'm a very low energy. I'm not really low energy. I have my moments. I have my bursts where I just, I become high energy. But most of the time I'm pretty low energy, pretty chill. Just kind of want to relax, hang out. We don't necessarily have to be laughing our asses off. As long as we're like together, we're fine. But some of these streams, oh my gosh, I scroll, YouTube shorts. I talked about last episode. I'm scrolling YouTube shorts and I see these streamers. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is kind of a divergent thing. Like, I'm diverging. There's some, so there's like Roblox streamers that are like, I mean, they're farming. I mean, they have like 2,000 viewers, 3,000 viewers, and then you're sitting there. There's two I particularly see. There's one that has like so it's a girl sitting there like pretending to sleep with their little Roblox avatar dancing and steal a brain rot. And they have like music and it's like, oh, donate to wake them up. And and people do donate. I mean, I don't sit there very long. I'm like maybe 5 seconds and I scroll away because it's repulsive to me. But I mean, I respect the grind, but it's so ugh. And then there's another one that I see. It reminds me of like the TikTok fad of like you remember what the IRL Miles Morales thing he would do? He'd just go live and then do like really like be like an actual NPC. So there's people that like there's two boys, not boys, they're like teenagers, probably maybe 20s. They're sitting there again, Roblox, and they're just edging the stream about like there's somebody on the train tracks and there's like a train coming and there's like a countdown timer. Nothing really happens though. They're like, you gotta hit the roses to make this guy feel better so we can untie him on the tracks. Oh my gosh, the countdown's going down. Oh, the train's moving. Oh, the train's moving. Oh, and then it resets. And it is the most not really rage bait. It is the most edgy content. Like, not edgy as like goth edgy. Edgy as in like, oh, is it gonna happen? Ooh, ooh. And it builds like it's like fake tension. But these people put on these acts. And this is what I'm like these people put on these acts for hours at a time. Or it's maybe it's just a looped recording. And it is genuinely baffling how these people can do it hours on end. And they find success in it. That's what blows my mind. It's probably like it's Gen Alpha, scrolling shorts, staring there like, oh my gosh, look at this. Like, how do you find it? Like, I don't know what's worse, the AI slop or whatever that is. Like, it's awful. It really is. I mean, I don't know how content creation has gone down to such a low. It blows my mind. Like, me personally, for what I'm trying to do, like, the whole point of this is me being me expressing, you guys to get to know me. I want to put out something that you guys genuinely enjoy listening to and enjoy, consuming. I'm not here to farm. I'm not here to make it big. I'm here to be me and put out what I enjoy. If you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Move on. And it blows my mind that like there's these farmers, and it's just gross. It's gross. It's just so gross. It's repulsive. It's non-genuine. YouTube wants to preach about how they want to bring back the old days, and they're pushing like this whole AI thing. And it's genuinely annoying because their AI moderation sucks. It sucks. You can get demonetized for saying the F word 7 seconds into a video. It's baffling. Why am I getting demonetized for being myself? Why am I getting punished for being myself? Your platform is to express creativity. If I'm not able to have the freedom to express the way I need, why the heck? And then they have these fake content that's like it's brain rot. That's all it is just brain rot. And they just allow it, and it's so gross to me. It genuinely is. It is awful. Is repulsive. And I understand like the whole AI thing is like to make your life easier. But when it's used for your entertainment is another story. It takes the soul out of people's pure creativity. It takes the definition of, you can imagine it can be yours type idea, but if you don't have the facilities to actually genuinely make it yourself, maybe, you shouldn't. It's like the idea, everybody has an opinion, but not everybody's opinion needs to be taken into consideration. And it falls into that kind of category because everybody has everybody technically wants to be a content creator. But nobody, but there's a certain group of people that doesn't have the creativity to do it. They just want to do it for the fame. They want to do it for the money, not the video itself, in the personalness to it, the genuineness, and it's not there with people who's like, oh, I want to be a YouTube content creator just for the title. They see people like Mr. Beast. They see like I can't think of anybody at the moment who's like really big. They want the fame. They want the fortune, and they don't want the creativeness. They want the algorithms, and it's awful. It's genuinely awful. But I think I've spun enough off topic for today, and I think I got a little I don't know. I don't know what this episode's turned into, but I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for your time and attention on today's episode. Sorry today's episode is a little late coming out. Normally I like to post about 5. This episode's probably only going to come out later today. I was late to record it because Saturday I was busy all day, and then Sunday I was meeting up with my lovely friends, so I just got around to recording it today. So keep an eye out this Thursday again on my YouTube for a new YouTube video. Should be a second episode to my Subnautica series. I have not started editing it. I am very far behind on it, so I'll probably get on to that today after today's stream. I will be probably streaming when this goes live, so check me out, ttv/Dr. Nuku, and then my YouTube should be the same thing, just Dr. Nuku. And watch out for next Monday for the next video. Sorry, not video, a late night call episode. So thank you so much for giving your time and attention, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode of a late night call. I'll see you then.